Well, today I've got a nice, beautiful, free block of mystery wood from my local mantle shop. I really encourage everybody to find a mantle shop where you live and be friends with them and go over and see what they're throwing away as cutoffs in their pile. Gonna turn this into something pretty today, and I'm really excited. Anyway, here we go. Using my high-tech template, I'm going to get the corners gone and put a faceplate on for some good control and stability. I'll start roughing the outside corners just to see if I can get it in balance a little bit better and start my shaping. This wood was very dry and old. I noticed some cracks, but not going to really bother me until I really get into it. I'm going to start flattening the bottom now and seeing what it looks like underneath. We'll make a little rough area for the tenon and for what will be my foot and get those nice and cleaned up. Wanted to start working on the outside a little bit and getting rid of some of the rougher bits. Starting to see the shape come in a little bit more, or at least at this point what I think I'm going to want the shape to be, because I never really plan it out. I'm starting to realize now that this is pine. I didn't know what it was before, and that it has some beautiful figure to it. I'm going to do some sanding and get it buffed and cleaned. I use a very fine steel wool and 2 different grades of Scotch pad to get a really nice surface before I do any finish oiling or anything like that. Looking very pretty and shiny without putting any product on, so I know I've got a good smooth surface. I love pure beeswax. It's about as natural and food safe as it gets. You put a little on, put the speed up so you get some good heat and friction, and it just melts down onto the wood and gets a really pretty shiny finish. We're going to turn this around, get that faceplate off, and start working on the inside. Going to flatten out the bottom, the top. Get this thing nice and true and start my hollowing process. I decided to go ahead and use a Forstner bit to drill out the center and set my depth that way. Also saved me some time with a lot of hollowing, because this is a pretty decent size and heavy piece of wood. This wood turned very easily, and this is where the title of the video kind of came to me, is why don't people turn pine more often? I know that we typically overlook it as wood turners, but if you get a nice piece and it's not full of bug holes and that sort of thing, it can really be quite lovely. A lot of times I'll do my finish inside work with a carbide tool and my scraper, just to get rid of any tool marks and to really give me a nice surface to reduce my sanding. Wanted to clean up the very top edge a little bit before I moved on to some sanding. And I'm going to end up repeating the same process I did on the outside. Very fine steel wool, medium Scotch pad, and a very fine Scotch pad to give me a real nice surface before I put on my beeswax. Turn up the speed, give it a little pressure, and let the heat kind of break down that beeswax. It gives it a really beautiful shine. And again, food safe, excellent. So we'll get this off now and start working on removing that tenon. That'll be next. I use a vacuum chuck as a jam chuck because it fits right on the inside of this bowl nicely and gives it some really good stability. I went to the drill press and drilled out the right size for my branding token, and we'll attach that now. CA glue, and I spray the bottom of the wood token so it adheres right away. And there you have it, folks. Really hope you liked it, and I hope you give some pine a chance, because I think it's worth it. Beautiful stuff.